Hello everyone, how are you all? This is your educator G Vijaya Manorama. Subscribe my channel Vijaya Manorama Tutorials. So yesterday onwards I have started taking the classes of CBSE class 10 science. First chapter is chemical reactions and equations. Yesterday it was part 1 which I have taken where we have discussed about what is chemical reaction, what are the characteristics which defines that chemical reaction took place. Okay, so now I am going to discuss part 2 of this chapter where we are going to discuss about what is chemical equation. Okay, so writing a chemical reaction which we are representing with the symbols and all, that is only called as chemical equation. So the method of representing a chemical reaction with the help of symbols and formula, okay, of that particular substance which is involved in that chemical reaction is only called as chemical equation. So chemical equation which represents a chemical reaction. Okay, so whatever the reaction took place, that will represent with formulas, that is only called as chemical equation. So if you recall the formula of magnesium and oxygen yesterday, magnesium ribbon reaction which we have discussed, if you see magnesium and oxygen, it gives the product called as magnesium oxide. Okay, so that is in the form of yesterday when we have discussed, it is the word equation where we have written magnesium, where I have written magnesium plus oxygen gives rise to magnesium oxide. Okay, so now we are going to learn this in detail. Okay, so chemical reaction, that in the form of chemical equation, how to write that in detail we are going to discuss. So here if we see, three hydrogen molecules are there. Okay, hydrogen, how it exists, hydrogen H2. Okay, three H2 molecules are there and one nitrogen it is. Sorry, here hydrogen is written, it is actually nitrogen. One nitrogen molecule is there. Okay, so 3H2 plus N2. Okay, here what it got, NH3, two NH3 molecules we got. So how these things were formed, that also we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so yesterday one more reaction we have discussed, zinc. Okay, zinc plus sulfuric acid, zinc plus sulfuric acid, what it gives, you can write in the chat box. It gives rise to zinc sulfate, zinc sulfate plus which gas, hydrogen gas. Okay, hydrogen gas it is giving. So here we are writing the word equation. Zinc is a metal, sulfuric acid, it is an acid in the form of dilute way we can take. So that reacts and it gives a zinc sulfate and hydrogen. So this is called as word equation. Which equation it is called as? Word equation. Okay, we can change this word equation into a chemical equation by writing the symbols and formula of these substances. So zinc, the symbol of zinc is Zn. Sulfuric acid symbol is H2SO4. Okay, that only gives rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. Okay, so these things, these symbols, all the element symbols you need to practice, you need to by heart many times. If you read and practice, you will understand almost all the symbols are the first letter of that particular element is only the symbol. Okay, so the substances which combine or react is called as reactants. Already yesterday we discussed, which is at left hand side. Right hand side are the new substance which is formed, those are called as products. So here the equation, it represents with the plus symbol, the combining substances are shown with plus symbol. Okay, and in the middle gives rise to, the word, when I am telling the word, the phrase which I am using, gives rise to, that is shown with the arrow. Okay, so these things are very very important to understand while writing the equation. So that gives the product which is written as the like ZnSO4. When zinc is reacting with H2SO4, it gives ZnSO4 and hydrogen. Okay, so this chemical equation is a shorthand method of representing a chemical reaction. This is a shorthand method, shorthand method of representing a chemical reaction. Okay, so these equations are of two types. Equations are of two types. What are they? Balanced equations and unbalanced equations. What are they? Balanced equations and unbalanced equation. What is this balanced and unbalanced equation that we are going to discuss now? So balanced equation, what is balanced equation? A balanced chemical equation which has the equal number of atoms of different elements in the reactants as well as in the products. Different elements whichever is used in that particular chemical reaction, these reactants and products, number of atoms of that substance which participated in the reaction and the product which is formed, that must be always in equal number of atoms of different elements in the reactants as well as products. That is called as balanced equation. Next one is unbalanced equation. In the unbalanced equation, what happens? There is unequal number of atoms of one or more elements in the reactants as well as in the products. So generally we don't opt for unbalanced equation, we want balanced equation only. So that's why here I am to teach you the balanced equation, how to balance and all. Okay, so here when we see the unbalanced equation, it has unequal masses. Okay, balanced means equal masses, unbalanced means equal masses. That only we have to balance it and make the complete informative balanced equation. Okay, so here according to which law is following? So when we are yesterday we have discussed, when the chemical reaction is taking place, in the chemical reaction, that chemical reaction must follow which law? Law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. What this law is defining? Law of conservation of mass. Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Okay, matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in the chemical reaction. So the number of various types of atoms in the reactants must be equal to the number of same type of atoms in the products. So always this number of atoms which are present in the reactants must be equal to the number of atoms in the products. Okay, so that is only defining about the balanced equation, that is called as balanced equation. Unbalanced equation, where unequal masses are present, it won't follow the rule called as law of conservation of mass. That's why each and every reaction we must balance. Okay, so now let me tell you how to balance a chemical equation. So how to balance? If I take hydrogen plus oxygen gives rise to H2O. Okay, so it is in the chemical equations, in the chemical reactions and chemical equations, you can see the state of matter of the reactants may not be same as products. There must be a variation. So those things also we must mention to give more information about the reaction, that also we will discuss. So how to balance a chemical equation? So the process of making the number of different types of atoms equal at both the sides. Here if you see, here hydrogen 2 are there, here also hydrogen 2 are there. But here oxygen 2 are there, here only 1 is there. So that's why it is a which type of equation? unbalanced equation, right? So the simple equations may be balanced by which method? Hit and trial method. Which method it is called as? Balancing the equations are followed with hit and trial method. Okay, the simple equations will be balanced by hit and trial method. The process of making of number of different types of atoms equal on both the sides of an equation is called as balanced equation. So here if you see how many hydrogen are there, we have to, starting when it is newly you are learning, you have to make it like this, otherwise you will continuous practice will give you easy results. Okay, so here what are the elements are there, you have to write down hydrogen and oxygen. Here also in the right hand side what are the elements are there, hydrogen and oxygen only. Okay, so the number of hydrogen atoms is equal in both the sides. How many are there? Here also 2 are there, here also 2 are only there, but the number of oxygen atoms is unequal. So there are 2 oxygen atoms on the left hand side, but only 1 oxygen in the right hand side. So to have 2 oxygen atoms on the right hand side, we must multiply this H2O. Whatever the number we write, that is giving the number of atoms of both. Okay, it is giving both the information about the hydrogen and as well as oxygen both. Okay, so we have to multiply it with 2. If we multiply it with 2, then oxygen became 2. Okay, but here what became, hydrogen also became 4 here. So then what we'll do here, number of oxygen atoms has become equal to 2, but the number of hydrogen atoms are now, they are unequal. Here 4 it became. So there are 2 hydrogen atoms on the left hand side, but 4 hydrogen atoms on the right hand side. So to have this 4 hydrogen atoms, we'll multiply this with 2. Okay, so here also we have plus 2 4, here also 4. So totally how many hydrogen are there? 4 4. So now oxygen, here also oxygen 2, here also oxygen 2. Okay, so like this we need to balance the equation. So what are the other informations we need? Again I am taking the same equation, Zn plus H2SO4 gives rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. This is the equation which we are learning. Okay, so the equation which gives more information about the chemical reaction is called as informative equation. So to give complete information about any equation, there are 3 ways. What are they? You have to indicate the physical state. We have to indicate the physical state of the reactants and the products. Next one is by indicating the heat changes, okay, which is taking place in the reaction. Yesterday we have read now that one of the characteristic feature is generation of heat. Okay, so by indicating whether the heat change take place or not, that also give the complete information about the equation. Next one is by indicating the conditions. Sometimes we have catalysts and all also, conditions under which the reaction take place. Okay, what will give you more information? The physical state of the reactants and products, heat change which occur in the reaction, and by indicating the conditions under the reaction which take place. Okay, the physical state, how many state of matter is there? Solids, liquids and gases. So in which way the element is existing, whether it is in the form of solid or in the form of liquid or in the form of gas, that we have to mention. So in the reaction, the same reaction I am taking and I am going to show you that here the zinc is a metal which is always in the solid form. Okay, so H2SO4 is a diluted one, so it is an aqueous solution. Okay. So next one is ZnSO4, it forms with the reaction. So ZnSO4 is the aqueous solution, plus hydrogen is a gas. So here it is giving a complete information about the physical state of that particular element or that particular acids and all which is used in the reaction. Understood? So zinc is in the form of solid, sulfuric acid is aqueous, ZnSO4 is aqueous, and hydrogen is a gas. Okay. So in some cases, the insoluble products also formed. So yesterday in the reaction we have seen precipitate, the insoluble product which is formed in the is a solid substance. That is, the physical state is indicated in the equation as a symbol solid only we will indicate there. Okay. So one more reaction we will see. Calcium hydroxide, it is in the form of aqueous solution, plus carbon dioxide is a gas. CaCO3 is calcium carbonate which is a solid, and here it forms as a white precipitate. Okay, that's why we'll show it as white PPT. Okay, white precipitate it forms and it gives the water. Okay, water is in the form of liquid only. So it will give complete information of the chemical equation. Okay, so if you write here complete calcium hydroxide, okay, calcium hydroxide, or lime water. Okay, here also it is carbon dioxide. You have to write down. Understood? So you have to write down these all like this. So it is calcium carbonate, and then it is water. Okay, so like this complete information you have to give for that particular equation to indicate the heat change in an equation. Okay, here it is the physical state which was shown. Now the heat change, how the heat change can be shown. Next one is here those reactions in which heat is evolved, exothermic reaction. Okay, so exothermic and endothermic reaction. Carbon is a solid, plus oxygen is a gas, gives rise to CO2, it is also gas, plus heat is produced. Okay, so the burning of carbon and oxygen is an which type of reaction? It is an exothermic reaction. Okay, exothermic reaction. Okay, heat energy here it is produced. So natural gas which is called as methane, if we see methane, CH4 is a gas only. When natural gas is burning in the presence of oxygen, oxygen is O2. Okay, O2 is also in the form of gas only. It forms what? It forms carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas, plus water. Okay, water is a gas. Along with this, heat energy is also produced. Okay, a large amount of heat energy is also produced. What is it? Methane. See whether the reaction is balanced or not. Once, can anyone write down in the chat box? Oxygen. Next one is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide plus water plus heat energy. Okay, so here oxygen in the left hand side, if we see oxygen 2 are there, here 2 3 are there, it means it is not balanced. That's why we need to balance. First oxygen we need to balance. If I make it 4, okay, if I make it 4, here one more you need to balance, means here only one oxygen is there, no? If it will become O2, it will be balanced. Here also hydrogen 4 is there, here hydrogen 2 is there. If you write it here 2, so it is Now it is balanced. So you can check, normally you can check what are the elements are there. CHO, right? Here also CHO. Whether both the sides now balanced or not, check. C1 is there, here also 1 is there. Okay. So next, H4 is there, here also H4 is there. Oxygen, here 4 is there, here also 4 is there. It means it is a balanced equation with complete information also. Understand? So now the burning of natural gas is an exothermic reaction. All the combustion reactions are exothermic reaction. Combustions. Okay. Next, digestion which takes place in the body. Which type of reaction it is? Okay. Digestion which takes place in the body. The glucose which is formed. The glucose which is formed. Okay. After eating C6H12O6. It is also aqueous solution plus 6O2, opposite of photosynthesis. Okay. 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. Okay, it is aqueous solution. It is aqueous, it is gas, and here it is also gas, and here it is water is in the form of liquid. So the glucose which undergoes slow combustion, which is combining with the oxygen which is present in the cell of our body, that will produce the energy in this process called as respiration. What is this called as? Respiration. So this energy maintains our body's heat. So due to this respiration, whatever the heat energy is produced, that will maintain. That energy only maintains our body heat. Okay. So here the reaction which we have seen. So respiration is which type of reaction? Exothermic reaction. Why exothermic? Because energy is produced here. Okay. So the burning of magnesium white in the air, that is also exothermic reaction only. Magnesium oxide is forming. Okay. So few reactions where heat is absorbed. Where heat is absorbed is called as endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Okay. Nitrogen and oxygen, when they are heated with a very high temperature, they combine to form nitrogen monoxide. N2, always the atomicity of nitrogen is 2. Okay, always they exist in N2 form only. So how the elements are existing, same like that only we need to use. We to balance that, simply we can't change the number of atoms. Okay, N2 plus O2 is gas plus heat, 2NO, that is also gas. Here heat is absorbed, that's why it is called as endothermic reaction. So the reaction which took place in between the nitrogen and oxygen, here it is forming nitrogen monoxide, which is an endothermic reaction. Here the heat is absorbed, endothermic reaction. So all the decomposition reactions, it is a type of reaction where one compound will decompose into two. Understand? So about the types of reactions we will discuss that. All the endothermic, the decomposition reactions, all the decomposition reactions are endothermic reactions. Okay, decomposition reactions. Okay, so the electrolysis of water, if you see, to form hydrogen and oxygen, that is also endothermic reaction only. Electrolysis. Okay, so now the third one is conditions under which the reaction took place. Okay, what are, to make the equations more informative, one is the state matter, physical state of that particular substance, physical state whether it is solid, liquid or gas. Second one is how the heat changes, based on that the reaction is exothermic or endothermic. And the third one is conditions under which the reaction takes place. Okay, whatever are the conditions through which the reaction takes place, that is the next part. Okay, conditions, whether in the presence of any catalyst or anything, that so heat, if it is heated, then only the reaction is taking place, then that heat is shown with a delta symbol, heat. Okay, this is called as delta. Okay, if heat is required for any reaction, then we show with this delta symbol. So if the reaction takes place in the presence of catalyst, then the symbol or the formula of the catalyst also written on the above arrow. Okay, catalyst will be written above that arrow. So for example, here if I am writing MnO2, in the presence of that, if it is taking place, that. So when potassium chlorate, this equation if you see, you will understand, KClO3. Okay, this is in the form of solid. Here if we see heat, in the presence of heat and manganese oxide, KCl plus O2. Okay, so we need to balance here 2K, here also 2K, oxygen here 3 are there, 3 2s are 6, 3 2s are 6. Okay, so here delta stands for heat, MnO2 is the catalyst. MnO2 is the catalyst and it is heat. Understand? So in this reaction, it is showing the condition of that under the reaction which takes place. So the condition of the temperature and pressure at which the reaction takes place, that is also indicating the equation by writing their values above and below the arrow. Above and below the arrows if we write, then only the complete equation is totally clear. So what is taking place, what under what conditions the reaction took place, that we can understand by placing these two things above and below based on the catalyst which is used, in which form it is used, that also. Okay, one more example if we see, methanol. Methanol is manufactured from carbon monoxide and hydrogen. Okay, so that how it is taking place in the presence of zinc oxide, uh, and chromium oxide. So how the reaction will be, carbon monoxide which is a gas plus 2 hydrogen is a gas. Okay, in the presence of at 300 atmosphere of pressure and 300 degrees Celsius. Okay, ZNO plus chromium oxide, CrO3. Okay, what is formed? A form liquid methanol, CH3OH liquid is forming. It is methanol, or methyl alcohol. Okay, this will give, these are the things under which the reactions which is presented in the form of chemical equation will represent with complete information. Okay, photosynthesis reaction and all if we see, we'll clearly understand these all things, whether which state of matter, what is this, the green plants which undergoes photosynthesis where in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. Okay, so 6CO2 plus 6H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, C6H12O6 plus 6O2. O2 is a gas which it is releasing, that will show with the arrow upwards. Okay, I'll write down and show you, 1 minute. Okay, 6CO2 plus 6H2O. Okay, this is in the form of gas, this is in the form of liquid. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, what is formed? C6H12O6 aqueous solution plus 6O2, it is a gas which releases out, which we are breathing. Okay, so it is giving a complete information about the reaction or not, which state of matter is there. Okay, whether the he energy is releasing out or not, and catalyst which are present or not. So complete information we are getting by writing the equation like this. Okay, so now see how to balance a chemical equation. To balance a chemical equation, first draw boxes around each formula. Do not change anything inside the box while balancing the equation. If it is N2 is given but you want N5 in the product part, there you need not to change that as N2 as N5. So that is against the law of conservation of mass. That's why we have to follow that law completely and clearly. Okay, list the number of atoms of different elements present in the unbalanced equation. Start balancing with the compound that contains a maximum number of atoms. Maximum number whichever are there, that we have to balance first. Oxygen we have to balance first, then hydrogen. Like that, in order we need to balance. Okay, that may be in the reactant or product. In that compound, select the element which has maximum number of atoms. Okay, so balance the unbalanced atom. Finally, check the correctness of the balanced equation. We count atoms of each element on both the sides of the equation. So to make the equation more informative, whatever we have discussed till now, state of matter, conditions, heat changes, how it is changes, those all things you have to keep in the mind while writing the equation. So write a balanced chemical equation. Write down in the chat box, you can write, or else नीचे description box में मेरा telegram link है, you can write and send there. Okay, CH4 plus O2 gives rise to CO2 plus H2. Okay, whether it is balanced or not, just see. And state of matter is written, not written. CH4 is a gas. Here it is 2O2, it is also a gas. Carbon dioxide is also a gas. H2O is 2H2O, this is also, here it is also in the form of vapor only we find. Okay, plus heat. Okay, exothermic reaction it is, that's why plus heat we have written. Okay, so here like this we'll get the complete information. You can write down it is methane, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water also. Next one is on adding an aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide to an aqueous solution of copper sulfate. Copper hydroxide is precipitated and sodium sulfate remains in the solution. So what is the formula you have to write down, just to see what is the formula of copper sulfate. Here ask word equation you have to write down first because it is little big. Everything is given. Copper sulfate plus sodium hydroxide gives rise to copper hydroxide plus sodium sulfate. Okay, formulas write down. CuSO4 plus NaOH gives rise to CuOH whole 2 plus Na2SO4. Na2SO4. Okay, so here you need to balance copper, how many copper are there, how many sodium are there, how many oxygen is there, how much sulfur is there, hydrogen is there, everything you need to check. Okay, so finally copper sulfate, which type of, what is the state of matter, it is aqueous solution, blue color. Sodium hydroxide is also aqueous, it is solid and it is also aqueous. Okay, so here Cu okay, SO4 okay, Na, here Na2 is there, so we'll balance it. 2. OH ऑक्सीजन, ऑक्सीजन O2 हो गया यहाँ पे, H 2H, यहाँ पे 2H हो गया हमारा. So now it is a balanced equation, right? So hope you have understood the session. So I'm going to give the handwritten notes also after this, so that also I'll write down and I'll upload that PDF, so you can just go through. If you have any doubts, ask your queries in the description box. Telegram link is given, you can ask there. I'll clarify your doubts and share to your friends as much as you can. डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब माई चैनल विजय मनोरमा ट्यूटोरियल्स. जितना ज़्यादा हो सके अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करो. ओके, शेयर करो और सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए बोलो. कोई भी डाउट हो तो टेलीग्राम लिंक में आप भेज सकते हो, आप पूछ सकते हैं. आई एम रेडी टू क्लैरिफाई योर डाउट्स. होप यू ऑल आर safe enough. Okay, stay safe and stay healthy. Follow my videos. Okay, share with your friends. Thank you one and all.